Mic check, mic check. Welcome back, YouTube. We've been a little bit MIA. I don't even know the last time we went live, honestly. But we're back in the final home stretch to Thursday night football in about 9 days. That's September what? I think September 5th? I think the 5th is the first game. The 4th. September 4th, got the Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, I think. And then the Chiefs games on Friday night, and then obviously the week 1 slate on Sunday. But yeah, ramping up for the season, getting our drafts in. If you haven't already, sign up for Underdog, get some drafts in. Especially if you haven't drafted for your home league yet, get a little bit of practice in. Link in description, code TEMPTATION down below. Get you a little deposit match, get you some extra money to draft, practice, or have fun, win some money, whatever it may be, as long as you're of age. But yeah, we're going to hop into this Puppy 4. Before we do that, taking a look, as you see the thumbnail, Joe Mixon officially not coming off the pup. He's going on the NFI reserve list, which means he's going to miss at least the first 4 games of the season. Kind of unfortunate for us. Well, actually, if I'm looking at... Did I draft him in BBM? Yeah, we accidentally drafted him in BBM on one of our teams. That was an accidental pick there. I think that pick went through when I was sleeping. I had meant to do it before, and it wouldn't have even happened because I had different rankings up versus ADP, but that happened, and we actually do have a little bit too much exposure to Joe Mixon. Let's see how much we have to mix in. Probably like 9% right now. 10.2%. They're not feeling great about that. Hopefully he can make a run later in the season and come back. But that's that there. Obviously, if you haven't heard, Achan's dealing with like a calf strain, but Mike McDaniel not worried about it at all. So buying the dip on him. Nick Chubb in line for early season role, but Dameon Pierce and Woody Marks could also work in. So kind of muddied in that backfield. Probably wouldn't start anyone there if you had to week 1, Nick Chubb. But could get ugly there. Josh Downs approaching return to practice from a hamstring injury. Jacoby Myers requested a trade today. We'll see what happens there. Terry McLaurin reached a deal with the Commanders, so he'll be back at practice. 3 years, 96 mil, I want to say. So 32 a year, which is good for my Jaden bags. Just drafted Jaden in my 14-man league, have him in my Dynasty league. Jaden Blue was practicing Monday after his low ankle sprain. Matt Stafford fully practicing. Lamar's fine after his foot got stepped on. Lots of good stuff. Isaiah Davis is hurt ankle, expect to be back week 1, but could be interesting news for the Breece Hall faders. Calvin Ridley, soreness on pace to be ready for week 1. Don't even know what soreness even means. Weird. But yeah, lots of cuts happening today. We'll see exactly who all is getting cut. I don't know what time those need to be in. Maybe they're all done. Tyjae Spears still in a walking boot. We're officially less than 2 weeks till the season. Players we don't want to be in a walking boot. This is the time of year we want those guys coming off injury. That's all I see right now. Let's hop into this Puppy 4 again. $1 million in prizes, 100K to first. Advanced structure of 212 or 16 if you're good at ratios. But yeah, 2 out of 12 advance, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 375 seat final. So not the greatest advance rate. If you want something more prudent in advance rate, you do the Rottweiler that has a 212, 15, 15, 30 seat final. Good chance for advancing teams there, but only a 4 entry max. The first quarter 2 is a new, well, the first quarter 1 was the new one, but it's only the first 4 games, first 4 weeks, 15K to first. 212, 25, 14 advanced structure. Might get into some of those, but for now we are going to hammer some puppies because I love bigger prizes. Did make the fast puppy final last year. That was 200k at first. They didn't have a puppy this year that was worth that much. I'm pretty sure that was like 2 million prizes, maybe. I don't know, that was a bigger one. I don't know why they didn't do anything bigger this year for the puppies. Pretty sad about it. Yeah, we're gonna dive right into this. Just got off work. Hopefully those who are tuning in just got off work as well. And if you're listening afterwards, after we stream this, tuning in on your way to work, on your commute, whatever it may be at work, hopefully you enjoy the content. We're pick 7 this draft. We did one earlier today. Got pick 2. That was a CD Lamb build. Trying to balance some exposures out here. So pick 7 in terms of ADP should run us CMC, which I would happily, take right now. I don't know how much McCaffrey I have. Probably like 5, actually 6% McCaffrey. So yeah, definitely in for some McCaffrey or a Jefferson. I'm overweight Nico. Little overweight Neighbors, not by much. Saquon about even with the field. Gibbs about even with the field. Lamb overweight. Bijan pretty underweight. Chase obviously underweight because he's impossible to get unless you get the one. As for the rest of the first round, Puka, I am tad bit overweight. Amon-Ra, tad bit overweight. Brian Thomas, right on par. Genty, definitely underweight. And when I'm talking overweight, underweight, being even with the field would be around 8.3% since there's 12 people in a draft. It's just 1 divided by 12. So when I'm saying slightly overweight, I'm saying like 9-10%, and underweight is like 6-7-8% or lower, obviously. Not 8%, but 6-7. Bijan falls to 5 here. Or CMC goes to 3. Gives it 7, maybe? See what this guy does. We'll take Jefferson if not, but gives it 7 would feel crazy right now, but it's probably just gonna auto draft this. I don't know why he took that whole time to go down the clock there, but we'll take a share of Justin Jefferson at pick 7. Should be good to go off that hamstring here soon. I want to say he was back at practice, maybe, or should be back at practice. Henry off at 8. So one thing you're gonna notice too in these drafts, if you guys start doing this, there's badges here. So red badges and black and white badges means guys that have just drafted a lot. They've won contests. Doesn't mean that they are up money. It just means that they've put a lot of money into this for the most part. So some may just say degenerate gamblers, addicts, whatever it may be, however you want to twist it. Not all these people are positive money, just not how it works, but they do play a lot, whether it's NFL, NBA, MLB, all that good stuff. And it doesn't have to be season-long contests to get those badges. It can be DFS stuff too that Underdog offers. But regardless, they, for the most part, know what they're doing draft-wise. But season-long is definitely a different beast than DFS. So not all the time do they know what they're doing, but they are a little more predictable than people without badges. Obviously, I don't have a badge either, but I do strictly season-long. I've dabbled in some small DFS, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I don't buy any of the solvers and stuff that people use, the sims, and I don't max entry stuff for DFS, so it's really hard to win those without max entry. And same with this stuff too, but regardless, these drafts will get a little crazy too as we get closer to the season. Very unpredictable. We're on the clock here. We want JJ first pick. Could go Bowers. Yeah, let's have some fun with the Jacoby Myers news that he wants traded. Let's have some fun there. News just came out that he wants out of Vegas because he wants a new contract or be paid. With all these receivers getting paid, especially like 29-year-old Terry McLaurin making $32 million a year. Sounds like Jacoby Myers wants some of that money before he is done in the league. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think, he was there last year, so I don't think him getting traded really affects Bowers that much, but maybe. Right, like Bowers should still see 160 targets this year, upwards of like 170, to be honest. But we start pretty vanilla with JJ and Bowers. It's not a very unique combo there. Nobody really starts unique here, though. Getting Bijan on 5 would feel nice. And now that Chase Brown's up here, Chase Brown was going down here, but since like at the 2-3 turn, but now that since this contest has come out, like what, yesterday, Chase Brown's ADP has been locked into like the middle of the second round, so I guess somewhat unique to get Bijan since he goes at 2 a lot. All right, we're on the clock here next. We have JJ and Brock Bowers. I don't love Amari and Hampton. I'd rather go Lamar. Yeah, we're going to continue to hammer in Lamar Jackson. We go Jefferson, Bowers, Lamar. Hampton's falling to the back half of the 3rd round. Hampton makes it to the Collins, Achane, Hampton. Well, to the Achane and Collins team, which is a 6 start, to be honest. That's what happens, but Hampton usually going at the turn. And we could have went Amari and Hampton, but I just like Lamar in this area more so. So we do go elite tight end, elite quarterback. So any bringbacks for Baltimore would be Green Bay, Minnesota's Detroit, Vegas is New York Giants. I would buy the dip on Devontae Adams. He goes, never mind. He goes to the Puka team. I wouldn't double down on them. I like any of these receivers here. Could always snag Travion as our RB1. Let's go Travion just so we're not full 0 RB. So we go super balanced build. Jefferson, Bowers, Jackson, Travion as our RB1. Normally would go Worthy there. Or Pickens. Huge bag on Pickens. Been upping my Worthy bags, and he, for some reason, is still falling. Even with the Rashee Rice news. We are in a good draft spot to get good values in rooms like this. It's more so just taking advantage of it. Unfortunately, my build didn't really call for taking Worthy there. Laporta goes at 44. This is what I mean by some of this, like, this is craziness. Like, Laporta's ADP is like 76, I want to say. Maybe it's climbed a little bit, but yeah, 76.6. That's, 3 rounds later than where he goes. Breece Hall falling into the 50s now. I'm a big Hall believer. I was taking Hall at the 3-4 turn a decent amount. Anytime he fell to the 4th, I was definitely snagging Brees Hall. Now that he falls to the 5th, if I ever had a chance, would definitely be snagging him too. Just too good of a player and athlete to not be on the field versus Braylon Allen, in my opinion. I mean, argue the wall if you want. Would love Kenneth Walker here. People scared off of him. Do I just keep buying the bag? I mean, shit, yeah. This is what I mean, we're getting value. I mean, Kenneth Walker at pick 55, people getting scared of the injury, quote unquote. But we'll happily take Kenneth in the 5th round. He was going in the 4th a ton. His ADP is 48. It was climbing like crazy. We should still have plenty of receiver options on the way back now that we have Travion and K-Dub 3. So build a 1-2-1-1 with Lamar, Henderson, Walker, Jefferson, Bowers. An insane team, if I say so myself. We definitely need receiver values pretty badly here. I think 66, 79, and 90 is going to be a lot of receiver. Hopefully. Hubbard, Kamara, Harvey all go off. Chuba falls a couple picks past ADP. To the team who's been picking value all day. Neighbors, Puka, Harrison, and Adams all past ADP and Chuba. That's insane. We can't take Rashee Rice here. Well, we could. I mean, I would like to take Zay if he falls. Is the ideal play here? Swift off before ADP. Running back's just flying. Thank God we did take a couple. Like I said, plenty of receiver options. Dude, come on, bro. Sam Wise, more like Sam. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Golden off. Do we risk Rice here? We're gonna send it. We're gonna take Rice at 66. I mean, it's a risky move for sure. And we're really going to need receivers to take his place in the middle of the season. He's going to play the first 4 games. Odds are he gets suspended 8 games into week 12. When's the Chiefs bye week? I think they have a week 10 bye, so that doesn't count. So into week 13 he misses. Back weeks 14, 15, 16, 17. So just in time for the fantasy playoffs, if all things go to plan. Small chance he gets suspended less games. I think an even smaller chance he gets suspended more games. They initially said they wanted 10 games. I don't think that happens. If it was 10 games, that would put him suspended through week 15, which is the fantasy football playoffs, because that would be the first 4 weeks down. 10 games is 14 weeks plus their bye week, because byes don't count towards suspension. So that's like worst case scenario, and then he comes back week 16, 17, probably has to get ramped up or something. So don't love that, but best case is 6 to 8 games or less, obviously. We're about to be on the board. Jennings is pretty risky. Chance for an IR stint, actually. It's getting ugly out here. We're going to take Jennings. This team is already risky as hell. I need a receiver. I like Jennings. These are all receivers with injury risk. We could have went Montgomery for the Jefferson bring back, but we really need receivers. If Jennings does go on IR, Rice can play, and then flip. I've already been betting on Achane with the calf strain a ton. So why not Jennings? Still don't know how much of it is contract related. So running back's still getting feasted on. Which Montgomery was a good value. This guy goes BTJ, London, JSN, Cook, Kamara, Connor, Mason. Pretty sure I built a similar team to that earlier in the year. Maybe with Mason in like the 90s or 100. Here's the thing, like I like Josh Downs and Shakir, but and Reed, and they're all dealing with their own sort of issues here. We don't need tight end. We already have elite tight end. Could go Pittman on the Downs injury. I think that's what we may do here. I don't love Michael Pittman, but with the potential for Downs being out and Michael Pittman healthy, I think I'll just take Pittman there. Solid receiver, Daniel Jones at quarterback. Reed is the bring back to our Baltimore stuff, but still limping around, not practicing, like not a ton of news on him again. All these injured receivers are falling. My take on it too is like it's so ridiculous that there's billions and tens of billions. I think it was estimated like 30-some billion dollars just on the NFL alone to be gambled on. I think this year, last year, and we still can't get any clarification on injuries, like real clarification on injuries. And I understand, you know, HIPAA law and all that, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, like I think, and I'm not sure what players' contracts state, but there's got to be something at some point that these players have to sign in their contract that the HIPAA laws don't apply to what's going on at certain times of the year. Like there's just too much money being thrown around for the shadiness that goes on with coach speak and pandering to the media. There needs clarification on these types of things, and that would be a step in the right direction is through the contracts, in my opinion, because quite frankly it's bullshit. So do we go Jaden Higgins? Sure, we'll take the fall on Jaden Higgins. No Joe Mixon, could be pretty pass heavy in Houston. Wide receiver 5. Could go McCarthy or Stroud. And with the Higgins, we could always go Noel as well, or Christian Kirk with him. And just double down on Houston. Pretty off at 108 to Kittle team. So far, we're a 1-2-5-1 build. Lamar, Travion, Kenneth Walker, Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, Juwan Jennings, Michael Pittman Jr., Jaden Higgins, and Brock Bowers. Some good values. We get Kenneth Walker, 7 picks past ADP. Lamar, 2 picks past. Jefferson, 1 pick. Rashee Rice, 12 picks, even though he's about to be suspended at some point. Juwan Jennings, 5 picks, dealing with an ankle. I mean, this is like the all-injury team. Pittman, reach on by like 2 picks, doesn't matter. Higgins, we get a 12-pick discount. We're about to be back on the clock. Draft is rolling. Mixon coming back around. No thank you. Caleb goes off the board. Can we wait for JJ? Where's the Hawkinson drafter? Where's the Addison drafter? Sheet. Boy, this is an ugly area of the draft, if I do say so myself. We're going to go ahead and lock in Christian Kirk here. Yeah, super ugly area of the draft. 1-2-6-1, gonna be a 2-6-8-2 build probably. We go receiver, tight end, quarterback, running back. 5 straight receivers to make up for the Rice suspension and Jennings potential injury. I guess Jefferson potential injury. All these guys, Jefferson, Lamar dealing with a foot injury, Kenneth Walker some sort of injury, Rice suspension, Jennings ankle injury. We're down bad, fellas. We are down bad. I didn't even think about the Nico drafter. Nico drafter's after us, thank God. We should be able to get CJ Stroud. Or JJ. I mean, I think I'd prefer CJ Stroud over McCarthy. Just because we do have 2 Houston receivers. Ramondre off. Bateman off. Now that I think about it, we could have went Bateman for the stack over Christian Kirk, but I like the Higgins Kirk bet together, especially with the Mixon injury. I don't need Lamar to be stacked. Dude's a freak. Can always get likely later. We're on the clock. We're just going to take CJ Stroud as our second QB. When is likely? Need surgery, could make week 1. So I mean, I don't feel horrible about Likely and Bowers together. McCarthy ends up going at 129 to the Aaron Jones drafter. Again, I could have won McCarthy. McCarthy doesn't have to hit for Jefferson the ball, but I do feel like if Higgins and Kirk are gonna do anything, I think Stroud has to hit. And like I said, no Mixon. New OC that wants to pass more. Could just be like a good mix for CJ Stroud to be more like his rookie self or a little better. Hopefully the offensive line can hold up. And if not, maybe they turn into like a Miami style offense. We're gonna go ahead and take my could go Dylan Sampson. Now we're gonna take my favorite touchdown upside bet here with Ray Davis. Just love picking Ray Davis there. Don't know what it is. Could have went Dylan Sampson. Don't have a ton of him. But we already have Travion, rookie running back. Jaden Higgins. We have 2 rookies. Benson, Sampson, Judkins, Blue, all go. This dude has a 1.651 build. Who's his quarterback? Joe Burrow, Tucker Craft. Tajay at 151. I don't know how much more Tajay Spears I can gobble up, man. I'm so in deep with Tajay. Tyler Algier is just contingent bet. No standalone value, in my opinion. We could just go Ollie Gordon. Justice Hill goes? Did I miss something? We're just gonna continue to take Tajay Spears. I don't really care. I think he could be good. What are my bags for Tajay? 10%. Tyler Algier 10%. Ray Davis is 14, almost 15%. They're just my running backs that I think can at least get like some split work and score touchdowns. Whereas like Tyler Algier is strictly contingent on Bijan getting hurt. And if Bijan does not get hurt, Tyler Algier is useless. Najee, I've taken my fair share of Najee. I'm out on him right now. Not out on him, but I would need him to fall. Brenton Strange, Hunter Henry. Oh my god, I was so close to Ollie Gordon. He takes Ollie Gordon because he has A-Chan. Dude, Sam Wise is pissing me off, dude. I don't like that guy. Let's box, dude. You're a bum. I don't need receivers. I need running backs that are gonna be useful. We'll go Tyler Algier. Should I have went Likely? Hopefully Likely makes it back to me, honestly. So 2561, Lamar, Stroud, Henderson, Walker, Davis, Spears, Algier, Jefferson, Rice, Jennings, Pittman, Higgins, Kirk. Thought about Cedric Tillman there. Passed that up. Gonna be a 2682 build, maybe a 2772. To be honest, because I like my receivers enough, and I hate my running backs. So I think 2772 is the way here. Amari Cooper going to the Raiders. Likely Gesicki and John did. All right, looks like we're going Chig. I mean, brother, why are you taking Isaiah Likely, dog? Whatever. Can't win. We were getting value in earlier, and now we're just getting slammed by idiots. But that's just the way this shit goes. Phil Maffa to be placed on IR, so he's out for the Cowboys. So now that's Jaden Blue, Miles Sanders, and Javonte. Trey Hendrickson gets a raise, $14 million to $30 million this year. That's it. Amari Cooper to the Raiders is very interesting. That could put a thorn in the side of some players. How old is Amari Cooper? 31? Do we sneak some Amari in there? I think that does put a thorn in the side of like Besh and Thornton. Give me some Amari Cooper. Early on the news. All right, we need 2 running backs, so. Quite frankly, should have went Woody Marks there, but that's okay. Fuck it, we ball. Where'd the Geno drafter go? Oh. If I would have known the Geno draft was over there, I would have just went Amari at 199. Oops, my bad. I would have taken Marks or Mitchell, but that's okay. We like Giddens. Like Taj Brooks. Kareem Hunt. Shard Smith. Little Damian Pierce action. Chris Brooks. Actually, where's Marshawn Lloyd? Let's get Damian Pierce there. So 2672, we're gonna rip a 2772. We have Lamar, Stroud, Henderson, Walker, Ray Davis, Tajay Spears, Tyler Algier, Damian Pierce, Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, Jawan Jennings, Michael Pittman Jr., Jaden Higgins, Christian Kirk, Amari Cooper, who's now on the Las Vegas Raiders, Brock Bowers, and Chig Okonkwo. Arturo Flores. If I'm late to this, I'm sorry, man. I was in the zone drafting. Traded Marion for Rashee. The Najee news scares me. What's the Najee news? I didn't even see the Najee news. Was there an update today? I mean, no, I wouldn't trade Amarian for Rashi just because he's going to be suspended like 8 games is like what's being thrown around. And yeah, I think Najee's going to eventually bite into Amarian's work a little bit at some point, but I think missing 8 complete games and maybe into the fantasy football playoffs potentially for Rashee isn't worth what might get chewed out of Amarian's workload by Najee, like in my opinion. The first 4 games, I mean, yeah, that's just my opinion. All right, so we're down to Kareem Hunt or Brashard Smith. Let's just go Kareem Hunt. Sorry if I'm late getting to you, Arturo, if you're still here. Appreciate the comment, though. Again, keep Amarian. I'm not too worried about Najee. In terms of taking everything from Amarian, there should be a run-heavy offense anyway, averaging like a 50-50 split, maybe even more so. Like they're not going to have a high PROE, pass rate over expectation. I think that's going to be negative for them. They're just going to run the ball a lot anyway, so could both even eat at some point for sure. Like Amarian has pass catching upside as well. And Najee's going to have, or not Najee, Rashee's going to have some good weeks the first 4 games before he gets a suspension, but that's the same time that Najee might not even be playing this season. So that's my take on it. Draft over 2772 build Lamar, Stroud, Travion, Kenneth Walker, Ray Davis, Tyjae Spears, Tyler Algier, Damian Pierce, Kareem Hunt, Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, Jawan Jennings, Michael Pittman, Jaden Higgins, Christian Kirk, Amari Cooper, Brock Bowers, and Chig Okonkwo. We got 2 Tennessee Titans. We got Tyjae and Chig. We got Cooper and Bowers. We got the double Houston stack with Kirk and Higgins, with Damian Pierce there as well. Not really any bringbacks. We do have Kansas City and with Kareem Hunt and Rashee Rice. And then no Lamar stack. We were trying to get likely, but not a ton of bringbacks for the build. Kind of got away from me. Super risky build in my opinion, but that's all. It's going to do it for tonight drafting. Ton of drafts left. I plan on streaming all this week for some puppies and whatnot going into next week. But drop a like, drop a comment, hit the bell for notifications to know when we go live. Drop some comments like my boy or girl, Arturo Flores. Appreciate the comments. Always trying to help out when we can. Trying to pay attention to chat as well. But yeah, we'll answer as best we can whenever we can about anything specifically fantasy football wise and just give our best opinion on it, because all of this stuff is mostly opinion based and bias take based, with a little bit of numbers involved as well. Educated guess really is what this all comes down to. But again, appreciate you guys for listening, watching, whatever it may be.